Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. You know how most of the time when we talk about things the game needs to do better, we talk about the fact that there's only 20 or 30 really strong characters and the rest of the roster just languishes in sort of like purgatory, where they're just waiting to get a really good rework to be really useful. And maybe it's a bit more than 30 because you have support characters and whatever, but still we say, oh, the majority of the characters in the game are actually not very useful. Well, for today, for one character, everything's going to change. We're doing a complete makeover for Rescue. And the reason why we're doing this makeover is because Rescue is actually seeing gameplay, actually producing value at a high level for high-level whale accounts right now in Marvel Future Fight in the year 2025. I'm not taking a time machine. This is a serious video. If you don't believe me, take a look at this. Over in Team Battle Arena, I noticed that I get slammed much overnight. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Overnight, I noticed a lot of the top accounts were using Rescue. Rescue's there for Todd Toe. Rescue's there for Davey. Rescue's there for JFPP. Rescue's there for Namong. Jim is using Rescue. AX Gone is not using Rescue, but anyways, you get the point. A lot of these top teams are using Rescue, but they're all using Rescue with the same, additional combo team, which is Wolverine and Wasp. So what's going on? Well, let's take a look here. If you guys are not familiar with Rescue, if you don't know what makes Rescue good, we go over here and we filter down and we go and put Rescue in as the lead. This is the key factor. We're going to hit save here, and now we're going to go investigate Rescue's leadership. All allies, activation rate when HP is below 99%, create a bubble, a shield, equal to 50% of their max HP for 5 seconds, and that's every 10 seconds. So you basically get, it's equivalent to a shield worth a quarter of your health that's up all the time. It's not exactly like that, but you can sort of think of it like that. Now, in most game modes, especially in PvE game modes, this is not going to be really worth anything, especially when you consider how strong some leaderships are, 50% attack, 60% attack, etc. But for PvP, this can be really useful, especially for PvP game modes where the HP of the character is then further multiplied. If you guys don't know, in PvP game modes, your base HP is then multiplied by a certain amount. So for example, I think in Timeline Battle, your HP is multiplied by like 4. I think in Conquest, your HP is multiplied by 8, I think. And then so on and so forth. There's varying ranges for different types of content. Now, I don't know what the multiplier is for Team Battle Arena. We can find out really easily here. But in this case, all right, I need to go and fix that because I accidentally clicked off of Wolverine and I don't want to find him again. In this case, my Wolverine is sporting a very healthy 164,000 HP. So then he's getting a bubble worth whatever, 40,000 HP, which can tank an extra attack or 2. And then specifically, this makes him viable against certain targets. So I'm actually going to show you this right now live. We're going to go in to Team Battle Arena with this new team. And by the way, I didn't give Rescue anything. We're just using her for her leadership. So I have whatever, 4-star Uru and some 6-star Uru. We have stage 12 Protect the Captain, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. We don't have her artifact. Her artifact just ignores non-boss damage reduction, which is kind of good, but it's only for PvP, and Rescue doesn't deal any damage unless she got a tier 4. And then I actually have no custom gear at all. We're going to try with no custom gear. I might screw it up, but we're going to try this. Well, you know what? We're not going to try with no custom gear first. There's no reason to try with no custom gear. We're going to try with just a Mighty Conquest. So you could try with like an Invincibility Obelisk. You could try with a Mighty Authority. Obviously, I think the best option would be a Mighty or a Brilliant Liberation for double support if your Wasp has an Insight, which mine does. Right, or if your Wasp has a Liberation, then you'd want to give your Rescue an Insight. But that's, I think, the absolute top tier of it. But here's the interesting thing. Here's the fun part. The thing that we're going to do is we're going to go after Sentry. That's right. We're going to pit Wolverine against Sentry. We're going to pit Sentry against Silver Surfer. And then we're going to pit, in this case, his Wolverine is up top. We're going to bring in our Adam Warlock to do the job there. Now, of course, Silver Surfer needs a striker. We're going to go ahead and give him Black Widow here. But this is what we're going to do. And we're going to see if Rescue can rescue Wolverine from his old job. And if you guys don't know, for Challenger Team Battle Arena, Wolverine's old job was killing Silver Surfer, which is not bad. And he can do that quite well, quite consistently. But this is going to be huge if he can take down Sentry. Because as we know, Sentry is top dog in PvP with Null. And so if Sentry gets taken down here by Wolverine, huge, then it's going to be a huge W. So what's really big about that is that I got the... Oh my god, he didn't even trigger my artifact. Holy. So I think my HP is being tripled or quadrupled. Yo, this is a sweep. This is a domination sweep. Wow, this is changing the game, dude. Wow, that was a domination. So this is absolutely massive. Now, for those of you in different leagues wondering why I'm using these supports for Sentry, they're really bad, and I agree they're really bad. Yo, guys, I'm trying to do a video, okay? Can you use it up? No. I'm using these supports because other supports are banned and because the cost is too high. Sentry costs 50 right now, so there's just not a lot of supports available to him. And the supports that I want to use, particularly against Silver Surfer, like, for example, Shuri, to increase my damage against villains and decrease my damage received from villains, or somebody like Black Knight, who's going to give me reflect reduction, as well as HP. They all cost too much. They all cost 30 instead of 25, and I don't want to run Sentry with just one support. You can run Sentry with one support on offense when you're attacking Silver Surfer. You could just switch over to just Dr. Voodoo or something like that, but I don't really like switching for offense and defense. I don't like being caught with my proverbial pants down, so I just stick to this team for both offense and defense. And as you can see, that is what the majority of players are doing as well, at least for defense. It does fluctuate a little bit for offense, but that's something that, you know, I just don't want to partake in personally myself. But yeah, this Wolverine Sentry thing is huge, dude. Wow. I don't get a lot of aces. I'm doing okay, you know, 95 and 94 and 5 when I made when I made that attack. I'm doing okay, but I haven't gotten a lot of sweeps in PvP. I haven't gotten a lot of sweeps. So we're gonna go after the same guy again, just because I just want to make sure that you know, my eyes did not deceive me, and we actually did get the sweep there. That was really sweet. Getting the domination is huge for this game mode. So even if you're in a lower tier league, you can apply all of what I'm saying and all of the logic and all of the team combos here. It will work. Obviously, you know, there may be one or two characters missing because they're banned specifically, but you can always make those small adjustments. I don't think Ghost Rider's ever been banned. I know Wolverine gets banned sometimes, so he might not be available in your league right now, specifically for this combo if Weapon Master is banned. But this is pretty crazy. He's not even... Oh, I think he just barely triggered my artifact. He got me down for like a brief second. But it seems like if I had to speculate on what's going on, because I haven't slowed down the tape to look at it, what may be happening is that my Wolverine's Conquest is triggering first, so my HP doesn't get pushed below 50%, and then when it does get pushed below 50% while the Conquest is recovering, that's when Rescue's shield pops up. And then when Rescue's shield is down, see, I told you to stop attacking me, bro. I tried to give you the advice, man. I'm being honest. When the shield is down, then the Conquest comes up, and then they basically just take turns. That's kind of crazy if that's what's happening. This guy gives a lot of points. I kind of want to try to sweep him, but no, I don't want to get too greedy either. Don't want to get too greedy. Wolverine with the old Wolverine with the old uniform. By the way, if you guys are wondering why some people still use Death of X Wolverine, he has an iframe on 4. So I think that they use him primarily for to attack other Silver Surfers or other big heavy reflect teams, because the extra iframe makes him less susceptible to reflect. Okay, sorry, I just got to do this one more time, man. I just got to do this one more time because it's just this is crazy, man. This is so I'm kind of depressed that I only discovered this personally today. It's Monday and the reset for Team Battle Arena is Thursday, so I only get 4 days of this to enjoy. But obviously, Wolverine's my favorite character. Like, no surprise there. I love Wolverine. And this rescue tech is crazy. What's really funny, as an aside, is that maybe like a month ago or something, one of the mods on Discord, he hit me up. He's a big fan of Iron Man. And so he's by extension, he's a big fan of Hulkbuster, War Machine, and Rescue, because it's like in the Tony family, right? He messaged me and he was like, man, is there anything you can do with Rescue for PvP? Because her leadership seems pretty spicy. And I was curious as well, but I wasn't able to find anything at the time. I mostly tried it for timeline battle, but that doesn't really work, because timeline battle is a much more, it's 1 versus 1, and every non attacking character that you bring, every like kind of weak support that you bring, like Wasp and stuff, lowers your chances of winning. And so you see in timeline battle these days, it's 2 or 3 DPSs, right, with only 1 support. It's very see, that's 3 DPSs. It's very rare to find a double support team, because offensive characters, right, the DPS carry characters are just too strong. And so you have to play manually, you have to play very carefully. I'm sure Metal Armada, he has 4 losses, but he's probably also fishing specifically for teams that don't have Wolverine, right? Because if he comes up against a Wolverine, Ebony Maw's not really giving any buff there, so then Sentry is at a pretty big disadvantage, and he's at risk of dying. But I should have tried Rescue in other content. Obviously, you can't use Rescue in other World Battle because leaderships don't exist. But there was still Conquest and Team Battle Arena remaining. And I'm very happy to say that for Team Battle Arena, you know what? Should we go up against Scary Terry? Ooh, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go up against Scary Terry. Let's go. We're going to do one more here, because I feel bad fighting the same guy over and over again. And you guys are like, oh, this is boring, Alex. You're just fighting the same guy over and over again. All right. Let's go. We'll risk our 3-0 domination status and see if we get the W here. Wolverine with Molecule Man is pretty interesting, I have to say. I don't know if it's going to work. It might. It does not work. Okay. Yeah. Molecule Man giving the chain hit damage reduction is nice. The pierce damage reduction is... Or sorry, not the pierce. The reflect reduction is not useful there. I'm not using Emma with Adam. I'm using Ghost Rider, which I think is really good. I think Ghost Rider Adam is a sick combo. Oh, I died? Oh, I didn't even notice my artifact got triggered. Okay, well, there you go. It's not a foolproof strategy. It probably depends on the quality of the Sentry that you're attacking. So if you want to make this a foolproof strategy, you are going to want to look up your opponents and look for opponents that have kind of weaker built strategies. I don't want to put anyone on blast, by looking them up specifically right now. But if I had to speculate, that is what I think happened. And can Shala Ball pull this one out? No, she cannot. So now it comes down to Silver Surfer. Can the Big Surf get me through to Valhalla? Probably, but I think I've lost this a couple of times. Okay, we should be good. Spidey is hanging on by a literal web. Hey, Spidey recovered back to full HP. Man, Spidey too mighty. You guys remember when we used to spam Spidey too mighty? Spidey too mighty, man. Spidey too mighty. Anyways, Rescue is now in my top 15 for one of the most competitive PvP game modes. And I myself am in the top 20 of that top competitive PvP game mode. Don't make me say that again. I'm going to trip up on my words. Using Rescue herself. So, man, Rescue to the rescue. Probably the corniest title I've ever done since, what's his name? Giant Man's Big Steps. But I feel good about this one. I feel really good about this one. Anyways, boys, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Rescue finding her way back into the meta. They need to go back and make more characters like this, man. They actually cooked. They actually cooked. Was that her original leadership? Kind of. It was just really bad. So whoever made Rescue, if you're still working at Netmarble Monster at Marvel Future Fight, kamsamnida. Thank you, brother or sister or whoever. Anyways, I'll stop with the outro. Thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, and take care. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.